beauty working, that's pretty scary. Now today I'm doing something slightly different. I'm doing a challenge. There's these things online which are called random generators, and it randomly generates ideas for artwork. So I thought, why not use it to randomly generate an idea for a makeup instead? So I have absolutely no idea what it's going to generate. I'm going to generate it. I'm going to film myself generating the creature. Now whatever comes up, I have to do. Oh, small Arctic griffin. A little bit of research, shall we, into griffins. God, I look rough. I'm very tired today. Beauts. So yeah, griffin has got a bird's head and a lion's body. Creepy griffin. Creepy griffin, and it comes up with Peter Griffin out of Family Guy. An Arctic, a frost-bitten version of Peter Griffin. The griffin is a legendary creature with the body, tail and back legs of a lion, the head and wings of an eagle, and sometimes an eagle's talons as its front feet. Classical folklorist and historian of science proposes that the idea and image of the griffin was influenced by the fossilised remains of a beaked dinosaur. Oh, an eagle here that looks like Donald Trump. Okay, right.
Hey beauties, so the first thing you see me doing here is making a beak shape upper and lower out of some black card, and then also some feather shapes to go on my head. I use some hot glue to add some texture to these pieces, which you'll see a little bit later, and I also make some creepy teeth out of polymorph plastic. Can't fully remember what the reasoning was for the creepy teeth, but I think it was because geese have teeth on their beaks, and I thought it was creepy, and also griffins were based on dinosaurs. I'm not really sure, but anyway, I then went on to block out my eyebrows and paint some colours onto said beak and feather pieces. Now you'll have to bear with me in this tutorial, beauts, because it was about 5 years ago that I filmed this, so I can't fully remember my reasonings for everything, so yes, please bear with me. But anyway, the next step was to apply a bold cap, just gluing that down with some skin adhesive, waxing my top lip. No, I'm only kidding. Applying some of the same skin adhesive to stick on the beak, upper and lower. Now you want to stick the upper part of the beak on your nose and the lower part on your top lip. That way you get the beak effect without obscuring your lips. And then you can still talk and drink and eat and all those good things, and then just apply the feathers with the same skin adhesive, and then you will just see me building up some latex and cotton wool to create this kind of eagle brow thing that you see me doing here. The next thing I did was just took this big jumbo white pencil, and it's makeup by the way, not an actual pencil, and I just marked out the areas that I wanted to paint on the feathers and create a little bit more texture with the latex and cotton wool. It's good to just kind of map out the look like this, just so you know where you're going with it. As you may notice from the way I look in this video, when I was pregnant I had a lot of water retention, so I had a rather puffy face. So yes, and I was tired as well because I wasn't sleeping very well, and I was in quite a lot of pain when I was pregnant, and I was also sick for practically the majority of my pregnancy. So if I'm looking rough in this, that is why. Anyway, onto the paint job. I'm just painting the brown base tone over, as you can see, whilst waiting for that latex cotton wool to dry, and then once that's dry I also paint over that with the same colour. Just using a grip there to get rid of an itch in my nostril so it didn't ruin the makeup, and continuing on with the paint job, painting on some brown and yellow feathers. If you use quite a large flat brush and use a sweeping motion, then you get a kind of a feather effect. And then just going in with some black to paint some details around that beak, and to also help to blend the beak into my face and cover my own beak, my nose in other words. Now a lot of this video will be me painting various different colours and feather shapes on my face. So I'm not going to narrate that because you can pretty much see what I'm doing. But if you've got any questions, then please don't hesitate to put them down below. As you can see, you can still drink and eat with this makeup on, even though you cannot see your mouth. So that's the beauty of these kind of illusion style makeups. I'm just applying a little bit of latex and cotton wool underneath the beak here because I felt it needed a little bit more blending in. Now, top tip, obviously this is a fantasy character, but it is still based on real creatures, i.e. a lion and an eagle. So when you're creating a fantasy creature like this, you can still use reference pictures so that you know where you're going with your colours and with your textures and your patterns. So yeah, that would be one of my tips, is to just find a creature. I mean, it was obvious with this that it was based on an eagle and a lion because that's what a griffin is, a cross between an eagle and a lion. But if you're doing a complete fantasy creature, you can still use real life creatures and even pictures from nature or anything that takes your fancy as a reference picture so that you know where you're going with your colours and your textures and everything. There is no such thing as original art. Everything is inspired by something. In case you're wondering why I didn't post this tutorial at the time, it was basically because I was just, like I said earlier, so poorly with my pregnancy that I just wasn't able to post all the content that I created at the time. And this one just kind of fell by the wayside for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why it kind of fell into the archives. But this Halloween, because I've been so busy with various projects and with jobs, makeup jobs, that kind of thing, and with my little girl, I just thought, right, I need to find some content that I haven't posted because I don't have time to film loads of new content. So hence why you got Elma Wade a couple of weeks ago, and now you're getting this one. But I was actually really pleased with this one and the way it turned out, and I thought it was a cool concept to use a random creature generator. It's a really great idea if you have no clue what to dress up as this Halloween. Just go into a random creature generator or a random art generator, which is what I used for this one, and just generate some random ideas. You know, even if you don't go exactly with the idea that's generated, it could spark some ideas if you haven't got a clue. So it's a really good way of just coming up with something new and something unexpected. There is actually a random generator for folklore creatures, or mythical creatures rather, which is a good one. That can give you some good ideas too. Now here you can just see me applying some red around my eyes. Now this was an attempt at blood because I was attempting to give the creature a frostbitten look to sort of cover the whole Arctic aspect of the random creature generator. So if you remember at the beginning of the video, the random creature that was generated was Arctic Griffin. So I wanted to make the Griffin look frostbitten. Didn't quite turn out exactly as I would have hoped, as you'll see a little bit later on, but yeah, we live and we learn, eh? We try these things out. Add in some more feathers. And now obviously if you're doing this look for Halloween or look similar, you need to cover as much of your body as will be showing. I didn't in this video, and so you could see my shoulders in the end shots, which was a bit daft of me. But there you go. Right, so on to a little bit more of that frostbitten look. I decided I was going to stick some salt crystals down to make it look like ice and frost, and it just didn't really work. They wouldn't stick, they wouldn't show up because of the dark feathers, and really, you know, frostbite only really occurs on skin, not on feathered areas or beaks. So the whole concept just wasn't really working, but I'm going to blame my baby brain at the time. So yeah. Here you see me trying to stick down said salt crystals, and it really just was not working. But I did go in with some white to kind of make it look like there was a bit of snow or frost or something on me. And some white feathers as well.
Right, beaut, so here is the finished look. I kind of failed on the Arctic aspect because the frostbite thing didn't work. Creepy shark teeth. If you'd like to see more of these kind of challenges on my channel, then please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any of my videos coming up. And thank you for watching, love you all, and I shall see you next time. Kisses from the Griffin. Kisses from the small Arctic Griffin that is neither small nor Arctic.